Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. I'm getting a loose edge of where I want to paint this, and then we'll keep going from there. So this is going to be bird is the word. Or so I think. You never know. Sometimes I change things at the end here. So, I got my light plugged back in. I'm not sure that it's in the right spot. I just moved it a little bit, so because we're still creating lots of shadows, but I suppose with light that's always happening. I'm gonna have to research like where the best place for light is, because I need light but I never seem to be putting it in the right spots. So we'll have to see. But I wouldn't say that I'm more awake today than I was yesterday when I was attempting to put the light back on last night. But I quote unquote did a little more research as to where the outlet was today, and it was not as, I don't even know what the right word is. I'm going to use traumatic because I felt like it was going to be traumatic to get this back in to the wall, but it really wasn't that bad. I just had to move one thing, and then I was able to maneuver around and get it in the right spot. So I was able to plug it in pretty much effortlessly when I thought it was going to be a lot more of a chore. I thought it was in a completely different, I thought it was behind this shelf that has a lot of my paintings on it, and it's not. It was beside the desk and the shelf, which made it a ton more accessible, I guess is the did you see all that paint? I just had way too much paint on my paintbrush. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So it was so much more friendly than I ever thought it would be, and it was truly not as cumbersome or whatever. Insert correct words here that a non-sleepy person would be saying. But so I've got them hooked back up. It's coming along. We are by no means exactly where everything should be yet, but we're getting there. I forgot that I needed eyes, or wanted eyes for this, and since I've completely still got everything kind of mushed together, oops, I'm gonna use blue eyes. I was looking for my black, but I do not even see it. I think I took it into the other room. When I paint with Owen, I take some paints and we work near my kitchen sink. Ooh, so I can wash up my brushes and do different things. I gotta sneeze. And so I think I took my black in there to make his eyes, but that's okay. Ooh, so Owen woke up once again very early, so I am praying that tonight is the night that he actually sleeps. He was so excited because he went for his 6-month checkup at his dentist. He absolutely 100,000,000% loves going to the dentist. All his doctors, that type of thing. When he was young, before autism was even, like when he was still a baby, before I even knew he had autism, I always tried to make him understand that his doctor, dentist, the therapist, anybody that we went to was there to help us and to get him comfortable with going and knowing that they were there for us and that we could talk to him and just, I never wanted him to be afraid of going to the doctors. I had to go to so many when I was younger, and it's just, you never know when you're going to get a shot, you never know this, you never know that. And so it's kind of hard to work your brain around so much of that, so I just wanted to make sure that he was always well aware that they were there to help us and for us to not stress over them and all of that. So I can't say that that's 100% why he likes going to his dentist and doctors and everything, but I try to make it very important that we do these things. So hopefully that will keep him happy over the years as we go along. So he couldn't wait to get there so she could help him count his teeth, and he had been practicing in the mirror for days, weeks, months, year. He's been watching, he loves watching doctor dentist videos about cleaning teeth and just all of it. So he could not wait to get to his appointment and do all the things that you do. So then he didn't want to leave said appointment because then he asked if he could go back in May if his teeth were cranky, and I always tell him if he uses cranky like if something is hurting or something like that. So I told him he could go to the dentist anytime he needs to go if his teeth are cranky, and he said his teeth would be cranky in May and was ready to make the appointment. And I told him his appointment was in November, but again, if he needed to go back, that we would go back anytime. So it's just good that he doesn't stress out over going to these appointments or isn't worried about it. And in fact, quite the opposite. He woke up many times last night to discuss going to the dentist, and he talked about it all morning before going to school, and the list goes on and on and on. So again, I'm glad that he likes going, but it's quite the opposite of what you would think or what's the possibility, so he's very excited about it. But thankfully it went well. He he was disappointed that he wasn't getting any teeth pulled, and he technically probably doesn't really understand what that really means, even though he's watched videos about it and he has lost all his baby teeth and everything like that. So he, to some degree, gets it, but I'm glad that he didn't have to have any teeth pulled and that his teeth looked beautiful, as she said, and everything is going great. So I am very, very, very thankful for that. So we go back in 6 months unless he needs something else. So this morning, besides the excitement of his day of needing, or excited to go to the dentist, not needing to go to, well, needing to go to, anyways, he was also, I showed him a while ago about Google Earth and how you can find where you live and you can look at other areas and just all of that. And he loves it. And so this morning he found the field. For the last several years he's gone to the Special Olympics, where they do different sporting events and different things. And he's gotten to the point where he does not want to do anything besides going to school. Like, he doesn't want to do any extracurricular activities like field trips or that type of thing. And I think it's like it gets him overstimulated and he just can't process doing those things. And quite frankly, I want him to go have fun, but if it's too much for him to handle, then I'm thankful that he's able to tell me that he doesn't want to go. And that's how he's been telling us about like different field trips and things like that. He has not wanted to go. So this morning he got Google Earth and he found the field that they usually go to for the Special Olympics. And he told me that he didn't have to go to that field anymore, that he could stay at school. And he later said he was a big boy, and so he didn't have to go to the Special Olympics, which again, to me, it's his choice that he does not have to necessarily go and do something like that. Even though I think it would be fun for him, it's not something that he necessarily can handle right now or feels like doing. So that to me is a great way for him to learn independence and figure out, not that there's consequences for him not going, but figure out the consequences of his decisions. And if it's something that he truly does not want to do, then he's not going to be happy, and whoever's with him would have to then just sit or watch him lay down on the field or. It makes it harder when I go to different things with him, depending on the thing. And so that's not even something that is part of the scenario, because he definitely kind of stresses out more when school activities are school activities and mom activities are mom activities. And sometimes when the lines are interchanged, it's even harder for him to process. And I'm just thankful, again, as much as I'd like him to have fun, if it's not something he can handle, then by all means, it's not something that he should have to go to and do. And that's I want that for him. I want him to feel comfortable doing all of these things. So, as hard as it is to hear him say he doesn't want to do something fun, like he didn't want to go bowling with his class, and he loves bowling. He absolutely loves bowling. But again, if it's too overwhelming or too much for him, I am so thankful that he can share that now, and his voice is being heard, and that he's not going to be upset or have a hard day because something is too intense or too much for him. So that's how I'm looking at it. And I feel like that's the best explanation of why he's not wanting to do things now. There could be other reasons, but that is what I'm kind of looking at and saying, okay, well, this is it. This has got to be the reason this is going on. Okay, so his eyes are a little the whites of his eyes are not exactly what I was going for, but that's okay. We're just gonna make them bigger eyes. We got all the paint. I should have used a different brush, but that's okay. Again, it's just paint. It'll be okay. See, I shake just a little. I should get some kind of tool that holds my hand, or I can rest on, even though I rest on like the edge or something, but we'll see. Maybe one day I'll figure it out. We're just putting some dots in there. There we go. Our crazy little bird. Bird. All right, I think we're about done. He's having a wild hair day. I had very little green, and I keep like putting my brush on the green, and I just want a little pop of this green, so I'm going to put a little bit more, and then we'll be done. I'll probably put too much. It didn't have enough, and now I'll probably have too much, but that's okay. So my fingers are not working. I'm stiff from my arthritis, and when I had my chemo infusions, to be able to accept and I'm probably not explaining this very well, but to accept the drugs better, they gave me a steroid, some kind of extra medicine while like in the bags that they were doing the chemo infusion. And again, like I said, I'm probably not explaining it right, but it was a steroid nonetheless, however you want to put it. And it helped my arthritis so much while I was on those infusions, the chemo ones. Well, in this one, they don't do the steroid, and so depending on the weather, my arthritis acts up. And I've said it before, after my infusions are done, they should release me, and then I should be able to have my hip surgery. So at least that will give me a little bit of more flexibility and attitude adjustment, I suppose. So there's our crazy little bird. All right. So I do O for Owen, since he helps me with the background. So we'll use our green here for my L. And B. There we go. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.